Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the meeting of IRAC. Before we start, I'd like to do the land acknowledgement that Waterfront Toronto acknowledges that the land upon which we are undertaking our revitalization efforts is part of the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, and that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. In addition, Waterfront Toronto acknowledges that Toronto has historically been a gathering place for many Indigenous people, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishwaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat people, and is home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples today. Thank you. So with that, the materials were all pre-circulated. I hope everybody's had a chance to review them. And the agenda, I would like to know whether anybody has any comments or whether I can get a motion, please, to approve the meeting agenda.
So moved.
Leslie, thank you. Alicia, thank you. That motion is passed. Declarations of conflicts of interest.
Jack, I'm going to just jump in just to address an issue that was raised by IRAC. As the board members are aware, and arising from a request from IRAC, the Human Resource Governance and Stakeholder Relations Committee has agreed that Steve Diamond can play a greater role in Quayside, and both IRAC and the negotiating team can draw upon his skills and experience and concluding our arrangements with our preferred proponent. HRGSR engaged in a thoughtful review and discussion of the matter and consulted with our governance counsel, Barry Ryder from Bennett Jones. Mr. Ryder confirmed that Steve does not have a legal conflict and that the HRGSR committee had the authority to address the potential perceived conflict. Accordingly, Mr. Diamond will be able to be involved in the Quayside discussions with some limitations that the committee put into the future, and agreed that he could participate obviously in today's meeting and other meetings. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you, George, and thank you to our fellow Wendy's on the board. Wendy's on the meeting, I think.
Yeah.
The other members of the Human Resources Committee for that consideration and the effort that went into that. So great. Any further matters? There's no office lease, Alicia, so that one's off the books. Kevin's not here. I don't have to deal with that, so conflicts of interest are done. The consent agenda. We had the draft, first item is the draft minutes of the open session of this committee on June the 2nd. Comments, questions, motion for approval. Alicia and Leslie, thank you. That's passed. Can I do all three of them? Can I do the July 20th, the August 30th?
Yes.
Together? Yes. Steve and Alicia, thank you. Those are approved. Development projects dashboard. Can I turn this over now, please, to Meg?
Thanks. Yeah, the dashboard is, as always, I'll do it as taken as read. If anybody has any questions, the one thing I would say is that Lisa's team, has worked with the development team to add in some graphics for you to help with some of the understanding of various projects in the context of the broader waterfront. But I'll take this as read, and if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Hearing none. Okay, we can move on. Anybody have a question? Thank you. Let's go to the environmental, social and governance update. Did I see Lisa? There's Lisa.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to take this report as read. This is a new report. This is the second time it's coming to IRAC. It's actually the same report now that goes to all three of the board's subcommittees to give the board insight into the areas and initiatives underway right now in the corporation under ESG, environmental social governance. It's obviously something that's always been part of our mandate and something we've been doing for the last 20 years, but this report seeks to just integrate a number of the big picture initiatives we have onto 2 pages. So I'm happy to take this as read as well and answer any questions the committee may have.
Thank you. Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.
Jack, if I
Anyone
can,
have any questions? Yes?
it's not a
comment?
question, but I just wanted to
Comment?
add, anybody who might have been watching the agenda last night, there was a section on climate change. Aaron Barter, one of our staff, were asked to be one of the guests, so he did a great job. Actually, the other two guests used Waterfront Toronto as a model in terms of climate change and talked about how this could be an asset in the future for Toronto and Ontario to be trying to encourage companies to come here because we mitigate a lot of the risks around climate change. So I thought we should probably share that, Steve, with the board as well when we come on the 13th, but it went quite well.
Good, thank you. Okay, then we can move on to the closed session. Anything else to be done before that? Ian? Nope. Okay, then could I have a motion to go into closed session? Alicia and Leslie, thank you. We're in closed session now. Okay, we are back in public session. So basically, we're dealing with the resolutions arising out of the closed session. And we have the minutes of the 3 meetings that are noted on the board. The meetings of this committee on June 2nd this year, July 20th, and August 30th. Any discussion about the, so again, I'll have Alicia and Leslie move the motions, the 3 motions together. Any discussion on any one of them? Hearing none, I call the question. All those in favor? Everybody's saying yes. Any opposed? There's none. I declare those motion resolutions passed. And now I just need a motion to terminate. Steve and Alicia, thank you. We are done.